Well, welcome back here to Forest Glen Park for the second game of today's doubleheader. Goshen took the first game today 8-4, and so the Foresters looking to rebound in game 2 today. It'll be left-hander Max Engel on the mound for the Foresters. He's 6-0 with a 3.61 ERA, 42 innings pitched, 44 hits, 41 strikeouts, and 14 base on ball. The lineup for Goshen in the second game, leading off and playing right field, is Chase Smith. Batting second and playing second base, Chris Godden. Batting third and playing shortstop, Aiden Calvi. Batting fourth is the DH number 5, Fernando Marte Santana. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 30, A.J. Carasilla. Batting sixth and playing center field, Nick Padron. Batting seventh and playing third base, Nathan Pinedo. Batting eighth and catching, number 35, Steven Lopez. And batting ninth and playing left field, number 31, Nathan Morrell. So Chase Smith leads it off here in the top of the first inning. Takes the ball down low. Smith was 1 for 6 in the first game. Next pitch is a fastball in the inside part of the plate. Strike one. I think Max Engel is as good as the Foresters have right now. He and Grant Simmons. 1-1 pitch is fouled off down the right field line. Foresters are without their typical number 1 starter, R.J. Englund, in this series, along with their number 4 starter, Kai Newman. Both of those young men are going to take a week off from and just let their body catch up a little bit. There's the 1-2 pitch to Smith is fouled off straight back. So the first game today was Aiden Mashinsky, followed by Carter Wilkinson, actually by Gabe Hamrick, and then Carter Wilkinson. There's a line drive, base hit up the middle. So Goshen picks up right where they left off in the first game today. The Foresters just could not get them out. They had 15 hits in the first game. Brings up Chris Godden. Second baseman was 1 for 5 with a walk in the first game. First pitch is a ball outside, ball 1. So far the rain is held off today for this doubleheader. They're still calling for it tonight and a pretty good chance tomorrow. Next pitch is a fastball called strike 1. But for right now, everything is on for tomorrow at 1 o'clock. One pitch, swung on a miss, strike 2. So the count goes to 1-2 on the Maple Leaf second baseman, Chris Godden. There's a fastball up high, ball 1, or ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Goshen has just done a great job of putting the ball in play. They battle with 2 strikes, try to put the ball in play somewhere, and it served them well. There's a fastball inside, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Engel comes set. 3-2 pitch is a line drive up the middle, base hit. So the first 2 guys are on here in the top of the first inning for Goshen. And once again, just putting the bat on the ball. That's all that they are doing. Not big swings, not anything like that. Just bat on the ball and trying to make contact with 2 strikes. And kudos to them for playing the game the right way. So that brings up Aiden Calvi to the plate, who was 1 for 5 in the first game. Also had a walk in the first game. There's a pitch that's popped up out of play behind home plate. So no balls and 1 strike. Smith at second, Godden at first, and the 0-1 pitch is fouled off. Straight back. Count goes to 0-2. Max Ingo, left-hander from Shipshewana, Indiana. I hope I'm saying that right. I know it's up in that area. Westview High School. There's a fastball off the plate. Ball 1. One ball and 2 strikes, the count. Runner goes on the way to third base. Here's a high fly ball hit the left field, and that ball's gone. So Calvi hits a 2-strike, 3-run home run. And Goshen goes up 3-0 right away in the first inning. Nobody out. That's what I can't get used to. All of the celebrating, and I can't get loose. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just can't get used to it. So I'll try to let it be. Here's Fernando Marte Santana, who was 4 hits in the first game with a home run. Here's the 1-strike pitch. That's a fastball on the inside part of the plate. Strike 2. There's a fastball on the inside part of the plate. Strike 3. So 1 out, and that'll bring up the first baseman, A.J. Carrasquilla. You know, as long as the guys are having fun, I guess that's what we're out here for. So probably none of these guys are going to make a living playing this game. They're here to get a degree and have fun playing baseball. So I need to catch up with the times. So they're not doing anything disrespectful. So first pitch to Carrasquilla is a strike. Next pitch, fastball, fouled straight back. No balls and 2 strikes. Right, guys? It's just a different time. So, nothing wrong with it. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3. So, back-to-back strikeouts by Engel after giving up the 3-run home run. That brings up the center fielder, Nick Padron. He was 1 for 5 in the first game. Squares to bunt. Doesn't. I don't know if there's appeal on that or not. Apparently not. The ball, 1 pitch is fouled straight back. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Kaufman fields on the run, throw to first, gets the out. So that ends the inning. But Goshen gets the first 2 guys on, and the 3-hole hitter, Aiden Calvi, hits a 3-run bomb to left field that puts them up 3-0. So Seems like the Foresters have been behind all day, and they are behind again. So we'll see if they can dig themselves out of this hole or not. At some point, we're going to have to find out how much fight's in the dog in that third base dugout. But it's early. They certainly have demonstrated the ability to swing the bat. So we'll see what happens here. So the Foresters are going to hit against right-hander Dylan Pearson, who's 1-4 with a 6.90 ERA. In 9 appearances, 30 innings pitched, 38 hits, 38 strikeouts, and 27 walks. So it looks like he has the ability to strike you out, but it looks like he also has some issues maybe once in a while with throwing strikes. So we'll see how that goes. Looks like he has a live arm out there on the mound. So the Foresters are going to hit like this today. In left field is Jace Fowler. The shortstop is Braden Kaufman. He'll hit second. Third is the DH, Cam Clarkson. Batting fourth and playing second base is Owen Willard. Batting fifth and catching again is Zach Pelletier. Batting sixth and playing first base, Kiefer Wilson. Batting seventh and playing right field, Tanner Reinhardt. Batting eighth and playing center field, Parker Richards. And batting ninth and playing third base, Cade Flores. So Jace Fowler will lead off for the Foresters here. In the bottom of the first, Fowler was 0 for 2 in the first game with 2 strikeouts. He was on base 3 times with walks. First pitch to Fowler is a fastball off the outside corner, ball 1. Looks like a little bit of a live arm from this young man, Dylan Pearson. There's a fastball that Fowler is late on. Fouls it over the third base dugout. There's a check swing. The umpire calls it a strike. It's a fastball away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jace Fowler. Like a slider up high. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jace Fowler. There's a ground ball to first base. That'll be easy. 3 unassisted. And so Goshen has the first out of the bottom of the first. Bring up Braden Kaufman. Kaufman was 3 for 5 with a triple and a double in the first game. There's a base hit up the middle, line drive base hit. So Kaufman is at first base with 1 out. Brings up the DH, Cam Clarkson. Kaufman being rewarded by moving up in the lineup based on a good first game. And Coach Frame is just trying to figure this out because it doesn't seem like anybody that he counts on is able to play consistently well and in key situations. And so he's just trying to find a lineup that works, throw to first base. Kaufman is back. That's a frustrating time when you feel like you have really good talent and you've played well up until this point, and now you're kind of scuffling a little bit. You're trying to figure out, what do I do here? Fastball off the outside corner, ball 1. So you just got to keep playing. You got to keep grinding. You got to keep working hard. Try to be positive about things, which is not something that I was really good at. Cam fouls the ball off to the third base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cam was 1 for 5 in the first game. Had an RBI, drove in a run. 1-1 pitch, fastball outside, ball 2. Yeah, this young man's got a live arm, it looks like. There's a slider up high. 3 balls and a strike on Cam Clarkson. Forster's batting in the bottom of the first inning, down 3-0. There's a 3-1 fastball that Clarkson takes for a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two pitch to Clarkson. Swung on foul. Thought that was a foul tip. Apparently, he did not make contact at all. So Kaufman steals second base on the play. That brings up the catcher, Zach Pelletier. The second baseman, Owen Willard. Willard was 3 for 4 and got hit by a pitch in the first game. Pearson sets, delivers, fastball inside, ball 1. There's a fastball for a strike. 1-1 the count. Well, kudos to Goshen because they did not come in here looking or playing like a team that was in last place in the conference and only won 4 games. They played very well. They got very good pitching and timely hitting. I think they had 14 or 15 hits the first game and have already have 3 in the second game in their first at bat. So they've played well. 2 balls and a strike to Willard. There's a fastball way outside. 3 balls and a strike. Pelletier waits on deck. Three-one pitch is skied to center field. That'll be easy. So that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. Willard is retired F8. So the Foresters do not answer those runs. And the Foresters still trail 3-0 heading to the top of the second. Back here at Forest Glen Park, where the Maple Leafs are looking to sweep the Foresters in today's doubleheader, winning the first game 8-4, and ahead here in the top of the second 3-0. Max Engel on the mound for the Foresters. Nathan Pineda, the third baseman for Goshen, will lead off the inning. Pineda was 1 for 3 with a walk and a hit by pitch in the first game. First pitch is swung on and fouled straight back. Impressed with Goshen's ability to take the bat to the ball and make contact. As the 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch, swung on and fouled straight back. A lot of enthusiasm from their dugout. They're having a good time. And why wouldn't you? You won the first game 8-4, and you're ahead in the second game 3-0. There's a fastball just off the outside corner for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nathan Pineda, leading off here in the top of the second. There's a foul tip at home plate. Pineda stays alive in the at-bat. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's right there. Fastball on the outside part of the plate, taken for strike 3. So the first out here in the top of the second inning. This brings up the catcher, Steven Lopez. Lopez did not catch the first game, so we don't have any numbers on him. We do have their stats, so. Comes in today hitting 167. There's a fastball for a called strike 2. So quickly in the count 0-2. The fastball up high a little bit. Shout out to my wife listening today with our grandson Beckett, our 10-month-old grandson Beckett, and then grandkids of Reese Rozier and Lawson Rozier went down to the Indianapolis Children's Museum today. So I hope they had a good time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. My sister Amy listening in Florida. My cousin Kelly listening in California. They are always faithful in terms of listening to these broadcasts. So after go 0-2, Lopez works the count back to 3-2. Here's Engel with the 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4. So that'll bring up Nathan Morell, left fielder, 2 for 5 in the first game today. There's a runner going at first base, throw to second. And he's out from here to there. Good throw by Pelletier. So that's the second out of the inning. The pitch was a strike, so 0-1 on the Maple Leafs left fielder. There's a pitch swung on and foul tipped into Pelletier's glove. And the 0-2 pitch, fastball inside just off the plate. Good 0-2 pitch. So the Maple Leafs up 3-0 here in the top of the second inning. 3-run home run by Aiden Calvi. And there's a called third strike. So that ends the top of the second. Forster's coming in to hit in the bottom of the second. We'll have Pelletier, Wilson, and Reinhardt's coming up to hit. Back here at Forest Glen Park in the bottom of the second inning with Goshen leading 3-0. The Foresters will have Zach Pelletier leading off, followed by Kiefer Wilson and then Tanner Reinhardt's. Pelletier was 1 for 5 in the first game today. There's a ball in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. There's a ball chopped foul towards the third base dugout. Count evens at 1-1. There's a ball off the outside corner, 2-1. So 2-1 to count to Zach Pelletier, HU's catcher, leading off here in the bottom of the second. There's a ball hit sharply foul at third base. Two balls and 2 strikes to Zach Pelletier. There's a breaking ball that stays in. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's a good pitch. It was off the plate inside, but it was a good pitch. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That ball is low. Pelletier will go to first base with a walk. And that'll bring up Kiefer Wilson. Carter Walker running at first base for Pelletier. Kiefer Wilson was 1 for 6 in the first game today. So the Foresters look to try to get on the board here in the bottom of the second, trailing Goshen 3-0. So throw to first base. Walker's back sliding. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. No balls and 1 strike. Wilson takes another fastball for a strike. At some point, we're going to have to learn that teams in this league are going to pitch us away. Because that's all I see is away, 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 away. And we've got to make adjustments to be able to hit the ball away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kiefer Wilson. Kiefer's got the strength to do it. He's demonstrated that throughout the season. Another throw to first base. Walker's back. Two-strike pitch. Check swing. Base umpire said he did not go. I don't know about that call. I think he may have went. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kiefer Wilson. There's a ball hit into left field. A chopper between second and third. And the ball gets through, has some eyes, and gets through for Kiefer Wilson. So the Forsters have the first 2 guys on with nobody out here in the bottom of the second, and that will bring up Tanner Reinhardt's. First pitch to Reinhardt's is fouled back. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Reinhardt's. It's taken up and in. Looked like a slider that backed up a little bit on him. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Walker at second. Wilson at first. Nobody out for Huntington here in the bottom of the second inning. Trailing 3-0. 1-1 pitch. That's taken for a strike on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch to Reinhardt's. Check swing, he did not go. The ball was well out of the strike zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Forster's trying to get on the board here in the bottom of the second. There's a ball hit, double play ball up the middle. Second baseman catches it, steps on second, throws to first, double play. So that will go as 4 unassisted, 4-3. So 2 outs, and that brings Parker Richard to the plate. So a promising start to the second inning is a race for the time being on the double play ground out. There's a fastball taken right down the middle for a strike. Oh, 1 pitch. Swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes to Parker Richard, Forster center fielder. There's a ball hit into center field. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. So fly ball to center field ends the bottom of the second. Foresters do not score. And we'll go to the top of the 3rd with Goshen ahead 3-0. Top of the third inning here at Forest Glen Park. The Maple Leafs will have the top of the order up here with their right fielder, Chase Smith, who had a base hit his first time up. Maple Leafs lead 3-0. Home run by Aiden Calvi in the first inning. And that's all the scoring so far. Maple Leafs have out hit Huntington 3-2. There's a fly ball pop up in the infield. Kaufman will take charge and make the play. So 1 out. Did he drop that? The guy's at first base. So apparently Kaufman dropped the pop-up. Smith is at first base. So that will be an E6. Godden is up. He had a base hit his first time. Nice play by Kaufman in the hole. Ground ball in the hole. Kaufman backhand threw across his body to second base to get the force out. And Godden reaches on the fielder's choice. So Aiden Calvi's up. Calvi is 1 for 1, hit a home run his first time up. First pitch from Engel is high, ball 1. Engel sets, throws. Calvi fouls it straight back, had a good cut at that. So 1 ball and 1 strike on Calvi. Engel comes set, pitch to Calvi, swung on a miss. The fastball in on his hands. So that takes the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes here, top of the third. Engel comes set, pitches in the dirt. Pelletier keeps it handy. 2 balls and 2 strikes. DH Fernando Marte Santana on deck. Had a big day in the first game, had 4 hits, including a home run. There's a 2-2 pitch fouled straight back. Engel with the throw to first. Drives Godden back to first base. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swung on, a base hit to center field. So Calvi is 2 for 2 on the day with a home run and a single. And that brings up Fernando Marte Santana. Big day in the first game. Had 4 hits with a home run. Struck out his first time in this game. First pitch. Hit hard down the left field line, but foul. Next pitch, Engel throws a fastball that Marte Santana swings and misses at. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 2 pitch, fouled straight back. Ball that appeared to be out of the strike zone, but Marte Santana's protecting the plate as he should. Trying to put the ball in play here. There's a fastball up high. Taken for a ball. Count goes to 1-2. Keep looking at the flags in center field to see if something's blowing in, but I don't see anything on radar, and I don't see any wind out there. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. That's strike 3. Second out of the inning. Batting his first baseman is number 30, A.J. Carasillo. Carasillo struck out his first time up. Here's the first pitch, fastball on the inside corner for a strike. It's a fastball swung on and missed in just about the same location. So no balls and 2 strikes on Carasillo. With 2 outs here in the top of the third. There's a fastball swung on and missed. So that'll end the top of the third with Huntington coming to bat in the bottom of the third. Coming up for the Foresters will be Flores, Fowler, and Kaufman here in the bottom of the third inning. Bottom of the third inning here at Forest Glen Park. Cade Flores, third baseman, will lead off, hitting in the 9-hole, and then followed by Jace Fowler and Braden Kaufman. Foresters trailing 3-0. Have been out hit 4-2. There's a ball fouled sharply over the third base dugout. Cade was 1 for 3 in the first game with a walk. Had a big RBI single in that game. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hit a ball into left field. It drove in a run. Fastball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball off the outside corner goes to the backstop. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Cade Flores. There's the ball fouled off. Cade late on a fastball on the outside part of the plate. So the count goes to 2-2. Going to have to make an adjustment here. The ball down low. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Cade Flores. I think the pitcher and the catcher and everybody in the first base dugout wanted that call. 3-2 fouled off. So Cade trying to be the leadoff man and get on base here in the bottom of the third. Try to get something going for the Foresters. 3-2 pitch. Wow. That pitch looked like it was right there. That's ball 4. Flores goes to first base. That brings up Jace Fowler, who hit a ground ball to first base, 3 unassisted his first time up. He does that here, it'll be a base hit. Pearson steps off, throws to first, drives Flores back. First pitch to Fowler's, taken for a ball. Fowler pops the ball straight up. Caught by the first baseman. That'll be the first out of the inning. Brings up Braden Kaufman, who first time up had a base hit. Takes a fastball for a strike. Fowler steals second base. That'll be his 10th stolen base of the season. Pitches a ball, 1 strike. So now Fowler in scoring position for Braden Kaufman. One out. Flores at second base. Kaufman takes a swing and a foul tip back to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball and 2 strikes to Kaufman. He hits a pop-up in the infield, caught by the shortstop for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Cam Clarkson. Clarkson struck out his first time up. We'll see if Cam can have a good at-bat and get the Foresters on the board here. There's a fastball off the outside corner. Good pitch. Just missed a little bit. That's ball 1. Pearson set. And the 1-0 pitch. Same pitch, same location. 2 balls and no strikes. Once again, teams pitching Huntington away, and they've got to make some adjustments. There's a ball, ground ball to first base. That'll be the third out of the inning. 3 unassisted. So that will take us to the top of the fourth with Huntington still trailing 3-0. Top of the fourth inning back here at Forest Glen Park. And for Goshen here in the top of the fourth, it'll be center fielder Nick Padron. He's 0 for 1. Hit a ground ball to shortstop his first time up. First pitch, fastball down low. 1-0. There's a fastball fouled off the right side. So these two teams will try to do it again tomorrow, starting at 1 o'clock. Obviously, weather permitting. If for some reason they were not able to play tomorrow, it would be moved to Monday. There's a base hit up the middle. Once again, just putting the bat on the ball. Hitting line drives all over the park. So they got the leadoff man on. That brings up Nathan Pinedo, Maple Leafs third baseman. It's a fastball away. 1 ball and no strike. One 0 pitch is high. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. I'm not sure the Foresters can afford to give up any more. Their bats have kind of went dormant here over the past week and a half, and they're already behind 3-0 in this game. I don't know if very many more they can overcome it. There's ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to the Maple Leafs third baseman. And there's ball 4. So Engel was not really close with any of those pitches. So that puts runners at first and second and nobody out. No activity in the Huntington bullpen. And that'll bring up Steven Lopez, who walked his first time up. Count went to 0-2, and then he worked his way back for a walk after that 0-2 count. So meeting on the mound here for the Foresters. Umpire goes out and breaks that up. So first and second with nobody out, you would think that the bunt is in order in this situation. We'll wait and see. If so, you want to bunt the ball to third base. Third baseman's got to make a decision. He did square and fouled it off on the right side. So no balls and one strike. Looked like the Foresters tried to put a play on there. Catcher squared to bunt again, but took a fastball up. Looked like they tried to put a play on, but Goshen didn't bite on it. There's a ball really high. He bunts at it, hits it foul to third base. So we'll see if they leave the bunt on here for Lopez. Here's the 1-2 pitch. He squared, but then took it back and fouled the ball off over the first base dugout. Count still 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. That's taken off the outside corner for a ball. Two balls and two strikes to Steven Lopez, the Maple Leafs catcher. The fastball up high. Once again, he's been in an 0-2 count, and he's worked his way back to full. Too many 3-ball counts today for the Foresters, that's for sure. There's a ground ball to short. 6-4-3. So a couple big outs for the Foresters as Lopez hits into a 6-4-3 double play. Still have a runner in scoring position at third base, but with 2 outs now. And that will bring in the left fielder, Nathaniel Muriel is up to hit. Struck out his first time. It's a foul ball on the right side. It's out of play. Muriel was 2 for 5 in the first game today, had a couple hits. Tries to bunt here with 1 strike, and now he's in the hole 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes to Nathaniel Muriel. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So that ends the top of the 4th inning. Muriel's second strikeout of the game. And that will bring up in the bottom of the 4th, bring up Willard, Pelletier, and Wilson. Bottom of the fourth inning with the Maple Leafs still leading 3-0. Second baseman for Huntington, Owen Willard, leads off here in the bottom of the fourth. Willard hit a fly ball to center field his first time up. Fouls off a fastball right there. Oh, one pitch, fastball up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Foresters need some base runners here if they're going to claw back into this. One pitch taken down low for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Willard's had a good day and a good year. 2-1 pitch is a fastball on the outside corner, taken for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch, fastball swung on and missed. That'll be the first out of the inning. He just threw a fastball right by him there. So that'll bring up Zach Pelletier with 1 out. Pelletier, the Foresters catcher. Pelletier walked his first time up. Had a hit in the first game. And he takes one off the back. Hit by pitch. So he'll go to first base and be replaced by Carter Walker, the courtesy runner. So that brings up Kiefer Wilson. Wilson had a base hit his first time up. Hit kind of a chopper between third base and shortstop that got into left field. First pitch is taken for a ball. There's a ball hit to center field, hit really deep, and that ball is gone. Straightaway center field, and Wilson knew it right away. He went into that home run trot pretty early. So that draws the Foresters within 1 run. 3-2, and that will bring up Tanner Reinhardt's. Reinhardt's hit it to a ground ball his first time up. Hit it to the second baseman who was playing up the middle. Second baseman fielded it, stepped on the bag, and threw to first. Reinhardt's is jumping out of the way of a pitch inside, and my question is why? That's a free base. There's a ball swung on and missed, fastball. One ball, 1 strike. There's the ball fouled off sharply down the right field line. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Tanner Reinhardt's, the Foresters' freshman right fielder. has hit 9 home runs on the season with 33 RBI. There's a ball hit to shortstop in the hole. Throw to first. On a hop, throws him out. So Reinhardt's is out 6-3. And that brings up Parker Richard. Richard hit a fly ball to center field his first time up. There's a fastball right down the middle, taken for a strike. Breaking ball taken off the outside corner for a ball. Richard squared to bunt. Third baseman came charging in. Third baseman is way in right now. If you're going to bunt the ball, you got to bunt the ball to the right side. There's a fastball inside. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Fastball up high under his chin. 3 balls and a strike. It's a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's a fastball inside for ball 4. Just about hit him. So Richards goes to first base. The question is, will he be running? Coach comes to the mound for conversation. Okay, back here in the bottom of the 5th, bottom of the 4th, right? Is it the 4th or the 5th? That's what I thought. Bottom of the 4th. Tying run on first base in Parker Richard. The number 9 hitter, Cade Flores, up to bat and takes a fastball for a strike. The question is Richards goes, throw to second, not near in time. I think that's number 19 on the season for Parker Richard. Pitch was a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch. It's taken off the outside corner. Good pitch. Catcher tried to frame it up, but it was off the plate. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Tying run at second base. Here in the bottom of the 4th. There's a ball hit into center field. That's a base hit. That's going to tie the game up. Cade Flores with another big RBI single. And the Foresters have come back to tie it up at 3 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That'll bring up a pinch hitter for Jace Fowler, number 36, freshman from Pendleton, Indiana, Jordan Williamson. Flores goes, high throw into second base. He's safe. I believe that's number 11 on the season for Flores. So the go-ahead run is at second base now. Cam Williamson up to hit. The swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a fastball inside. That's a good take. 2 balls and 1 strike. Looks like the umpire is looking at some guys in the first base dugout that are barking a little bit. There's a fastball taken inside for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jordan Williamson. Williams goes, or Flores goes. Williamson strikes out. But Huntington ties it up here in the bottom of the 4th. So it looks like Williamson will stay in the game to play left field for Jace Fowler. Max Engel stays on the mound for the Foresters. He's made 1 bad pitch, and unfortunately that was a 3-run home run in the first inning with nobody out. But he's kind of rebounded from that, settled in a little bit. I'm not sure he's been incredibly sharp, but he's done what he's needed to do to keep the Maple Leafs off the scoreboard. Huntington comes back and ties it up in the bottom of the 4th. So it's going to become a 3-inning game here. The Maple Leafs have their leadoff hitter up, Chase Smith, who had a base hit in the first inning and then reached on an error his last time up, hit a pop-up that Kaufman dropped at shortstop. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Oh, 1 pitch is down low. It's a breaking ball for a called strike. I don't know if something is wrong with Fowler or just kind of a coach's decision. I don't know. It's a little bit interesting. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and hit to deep left field. Williamson played that ball really well in left field. So 1 out. And that'll bring Chris Godden to the plate. He had a base hit his first time up and scored on the home run. Had a fielder's choice his last time up. First pitch, high and outside, ball 1. Looks like some activity in Huntington's bullpen. That's a fastball, I'm guessing inside for a ball. So 2 balls and no strikes. Swung on and missed on a fastball away. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Fastball in on his hands that he fouls off over the first base dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the Foresters trying to hold them right here after they scored in the bottom of the 4th to tie it up. 2-2 pitch fouled straight back. Cade Flores, another 2-out, 2-strike RBI single to tie things up. He had one in the first game just as well. Engel bringing the 2-2 pitch. That's off of Pelletier's glove into the backstop. Didn't look like it was that bad of a pitch. He just didn't get it. So wouldn't have mattered. Going to be a ball anyway. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Godden. There's a ball hit into left field. That's a base hit. So that's Goshen's 6th hit of the game. And that'll bring back Avon Calvi. Calvi hit the home run in the first inning. Had a hit in the first game along with a walk. It's the first pitch. Hit down the right field line, foul. Runner goes at first base. There's a ball hit into center field. Richard runs it down in right center field, throws to first. The runner is back. So Calvi hit it pretty well, but Richard ran it down for the second out of the inning. That brings up Fernando Marte Santana, the Maple Leafs DH. He had a big game in the first game today, but has struck out in 2 plate appearances in this game. Hasn't figured Max Engel out yet. He's a good-looking hitter, though. There's a breaking ball for a strike on the outside part of the plate. Fastball swung on and missed. Pelletier throws the ball down to first base on a back pick. Nice play by Wilson to come up with the ball. It was in the dirt. So no balls and 2 strikes on Marte Santana. Runner goes again. There's a base hit to left field. The base runner from first has to stop at second, Chris Godden. So Marte Santana is on with his first hit of the second game. This brings up the first baseman, A.J. Carrasquillo. He has also struck out twice in his first 2 times up. There's a fastball inside part of the plate, strike 1. Good pitch. There's a fastball swung on, fouled straight back. No balls and 2 strikes on Caracia, excuse me. Engel trying to get out of the top of the 5th to keep the score knotted at 3. And he swings and misses on Caracia. That ends the inning. So Engel strikes out Caracia for the 3rd time in the game. And we go to the bottom of the 5th with Huntington and Goshen tied at 3. Engel struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 through 5 innings. So we'll go to the top of the 5th inning, and Braden Kaufman, Cam Clarkson, and Owen Willard will be up for the Foresters. The throw down to second base coming up. Kaufman's had a big day. 3 for 5 in the first game, had a base hit his first time up. Clarkson is looking for his first big hit of the day. Had a RBI hit in the first game, 1 for 5, but is 0 for 3 in this game. Willard was 3 for 4 in the first game, is 0 for 2 in this game. So we'll see what we get from these guys as the game goes along. Pearson still on the mound for Goshen. First pitch is a fastball up high. Don't think he was enthralled with that call. He comes set. And the 1-0 pitch. That's a ground ball to shortstop. Across the infield, first out of the inning. Kaufman grounds out 6-3. And that brings up Cam Clarkson. Clarkson, as I mentioned, is 0 for 2 in this game, was 1 for 5 in the first game, so he's 1 for 7 on the day. He struck out and hit a ground ball to first base, 3 unassisted in this game. First pitch is swung on and hit to center field. That's going to be easy. So Clarkson is out on the fly ball to center field. 2 outs, and that will bring Owen Willard up to the plate. Willard's hit a fly ball to center field and struck out. As I mentioned, was 3 for 4 in the first game. Got hit by a pitch one time. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Willard hits the ball down the left field line, and that's going to go to the fence. Willard rounding first, heading into second with a stand-up double. So Huntington has the go-ahead run in scoring position with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, with Zach Pelletier coming to the plate. Pelletier has walked and got hit by a pitch. One for 5 in the first game. There's a fastball outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Pelletier. That's in for a called strike. Evens the count at 1-1. One pitch. Pearson turns, throws to second on a pickoff attempt. Timeout. Now the catcher will go to the mound. I think talking signs here. You're only allowed 6 in a game, whether it comes from the catcher or a position guy or the coach. I say that unless they've changed that for this year, but that's the way it has been the last couple of years. Meeting breaks up on the mound. Godden back to second base. Lopez back behind the plate. Pearson on the mound. He comes set. And the 1-1 pitch. Pelletier hits a chopper to third. Third baseman makes a nice play, throws him out at first. So the Foresters do not score. We'll go to the top of the 6th inning with the score still Goshen 3, Huntington 3. Here at the top of the 6th, Goshen will have Nick Padron leading off. Center fielder is 1 for 2 on this game. He had a ground ball to short and had a base hit his last time up. He was 1 for 5 in the first game today. On deck is the Maple Leafs catcher, Steven Lopez. First pitch swung on and missed by Padron. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. The 1-0 pitch is off of Pelletier's glove and rolls towards the dugout. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a base hit into left field. So the Maple Leafs have the leadoff man on here in the top of the 5th inning. Nick Padron's second hit of the game. Nathan Pinito is up, third baseman. He's walked and struck out. Breaking pitch from Ingalls high. Fastball outside. Goshen has 8 hits on the day. They had 14 in the first game. Time here. Coach Mock is going to go to the mound and talk to Engel. So 2 balls and no strikes to Nathan Pinino. Now 3-0. Can't give up walks at this point in the game with the score tied at 3. There's a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Swung on and missed. Looked like the runner at first faked a steal there, but then stopped. So we'll see if he goes in this situation. See if Padron goes. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Engel walks him on a fastball up. So the first 2 guys have reached here. And a bunt is certainly in order in this game. Dad's going to the mound. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change here. We'll be back in a minute to give you that change. Dylan Egel is the new pitcher for the Foresters. Grad student right-hander, transfer from Ohio University. So the Foresters need to figure out what they're doing on a bunt, because I would be surprised if we don't see it. So if you're the hitter, you want to bunt the ball to third base, because if you can make the third baseman field the ball, then the only play he has is to throw to first to get you out, and you move the runners up. Want to bunt it hard enough to get it by the pitcher. But we'll see. We'll see what they do with Steven Lopez in this situation. Lopez has walked and grounded out in a 6-4-3 double play his last time up. Infield in double play depth. Wilson preparing to charge at first base. Bunt. That's a good bunt. Bunts to third. Throw to first. He's out at first base. That's a nice play by Dylan Nagel to get the out at first. It doesn't look like Lopez runs real well, but still, that was a nice play. So 1 out. Nathaniel Muriel is up to the plate. Forsters play the infield in. Muriel struck out both times in this game. There's a fastball for a strike. Eagle comes set. The 0-1 pitch. There's a square. Looked like the squeeze was on. And Muriel fouled it off. So no balls and 2 strikes. We'll see if they stay with it or get out of it here. I don't know. Looks like they had it. If they get the bunt down, they score a run. So Eagle comes set. Steps off the back of the rubber. And we'll start all over again. Oh, 2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Still not out of the inning, but that helps a lot. Back to the top of the order for Chase Smith, the right fielder. He's had a base hit, reached on an air, and hit a line drive to left field his last time up. First pitch, line drive right at third base. The Cade Flores makes a nice leaping play on. So the Forster dodge a bullet. First 2 guys on here in the inning. And the Maple Leafs cannot score. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. With the score still tied at 3. Bottom of the 6th inning, score tied 3-3. Kiefer Wilson steps up. Wilson homered his last time to dead center field. There's a breaking ball inside for a ball. Wilson's 2 for 2 in this game. Had a base hit his first time up. There's a breaking pitch for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch, swung on and missed. Pearson looks like he still has good stuff on the mound for Goshen. One-two pitch. There's a fly ball into center field. Center fielder makes the play, 1 out. That'll bring Tanner Reinhardt's to the plate. Reinhardt's is 0 for 2. 1 for 7 on the day. He's grounded into a double play in this game, and it was also out 6-3 his last time up. It's a breaking ball. Buckled his knees. Called strike 1. Maple Leafs have out-hit Huntington 8-5. There's a fastball in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball low and away. 2 balls and a strike. Parker Richards on deck. There's a fastball outside, 3-1. Three-one pitch way outside. Ball 4. So Reinhardt's will go to first base. And that'll bring up Owen Immel to hit in Parker Richards' spot. Looks like R.J. Anglin is running at first base. Looks we're going to have a pitching change here. We'll be right back and give that to you in a minute. Back at Forest Glen Park, the new pitcher for Goshen is right-hander Corey Brown. He's 0-0 on the season with an 8.44 ERA. This will be his 6th appearance of the year. In 5 innings pitched, he's walked 10, struck out 4, and given up 5 hits. Forsters have the go-ahead run at first base. And Owen Immel will be pinch hitting for Parker Richards with 1 out. As I mentioned, R.J. Anglin running at first base. So R.J. Anglin is running for Reinhardt's at first base. And Owen Immel will be hitting for Parker Richards here in the 8 spot. Brown throws to first, drives Anglin back. First pitch to Immel is high and outside a ball. Anglin going, throw to second base is high. Anglin steals second. 2 balls and no strikes to Immel. So the go-ahead run is 120 feet or 180 feet away. I wasn't a math major, so Immel has the count in his favor, 2-0, with Anglin at second base. Immel hits a pop-up on the first base side. That'll be out of play. I think he may have swung a ball 3. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Tie ball 3. 3-1. So Immel looking for a pitch he can handle here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-1 pitch is fouled straight back. Three balls and 2 strikes. It's taken for a called strike 3. That's a breaking ball right there. Can't take that pitch. You got to swing at it. So that's the second out of the inning. That brings up Cade Flores. First pitch is high, ball 1. Flores has walked and had a base hit his last time up. 1 for 3 with the hit in the first game that drove in a run. There's a breaking ball. Flores fouls straight back, had a good cut at that. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Flores in the dirt. Anglin will go to third. Catcher blocked it but couldn't find it. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Cade Flores here in the bottom of the 6th. The go-ahead run is at third base with 2 outs. Swung on and missed. Ball gets away from the catcher. Anglin scores, sliding. That's the go-ahead run. So Anglin steals second, goes to third on a wild pitch, and comes home on a pass ball. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Foresters grab their first lead of the day. They're now ahead 4-3. Cade hits a ball down the first base line. Boy, nice play by the first baseman. That ball was headed for the corner. So the Foresters score to go up 4-3 as we head to the 7th. Back here at Forest Glen, Foresters score a run in the bottom of the 6th, so they take a 4-3 lead into the 7th inning. Dylan Eagle's still on the mound. So we'll see if he can close this thing down. Looks like the Maple Leafs have 2, 3, and 4 up in their lineup. Chris Godden leads off. He's got 2 hits in this game. There's a ground ball to short. Up, throws to first. That's the first out of the inning. Always want to get the first one, gentlemen. That brings up the shortstop, Aiden Calvey. He's responsible for the 3 runs that are on the board for Goshen. He hit a 3-run home run back in the first inning. First pitch swung on and foul tipped at the plate. So no balls and 1 strike. Go 1 pitch, swung on, hit into center field. But Parker Richard is there for the second out. So quickly, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. And that brings up Fernando Marte Santana, who's had a big day. Had 4 hits in the first game with a home run. He's had a base hit in this game. First pitch down low, ball. Next pitch down low, ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. Two 0 pitch. Looked like it was out of the strike zone, but Marte Santana went after it. So 2 balls and a strike. Looked like that ball might be low. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That ball's low. 3-1. Now you got to make a quality pitch here because Santana can take you out of the yard. Three-one pitch, fastball inside. Marte Santana swing and a miss. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes on Santana. Swung on and missed. So that's the ball game. Eagle strikes out Santana or Marte Santana to end the game. Huntington wins 4-3. Not a masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a win. So the games are scheduled for tomorrow at 1:00. If they can't play tomorrow, I think they'll probably play on Monday. But tomorrow weather forecast doesn't look great. Guys, is that headset still live? I mean, can we use that? Okay. So I'll probably have somebody come up here. So we'll see. So the Foresters go to 24-9 on the season. Goshen goes to 5-28 on the season. So as I mentioned, both these teams will be back in action tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Monday, to finish the series. So we're gonna hang around here just for a minute to see who's might be coming up to talk to us. So we'll be back in just a minute. we're going to sign off here from the broadcast here at Huntington University, and we'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. If not tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we'll be back on Monday at 1 o'clock. So thanks for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow.